Hey folks, it's Jang here from Jang Bricks with a look at LEGO set number 21103 with 401 pieces. This is Cuusoo project release number 4. It's the Back to the Future DeLorean set. Being from Cuusoo, of course, it is a set that was inspired by, and in this case, mostly designed by a fan, and he got enough backing for the concept, and they've actually made the thing. So here's the actual set. I usually don't make any kind of deal about the packaging, but since this is a kind of a special set, I want to give you a chance to see what the packaging looks like. They tend to do a kind of a nice little job, extra work making these packages a little bit different. You can see here on the back that there are actually 3 different versions of the model, and all 3 versions can be built one at a time, of course, from the parts that are included in here. And they're going to give you the instructions to build all 3 versions from all 3 versions of the movie. So let me go ahead and open this up and choose a version to build and build it up. Take a look at what we get. So I just followed the instructions normally and ended up building what comes of that process. To start with, the Back to the Future 1, the original movie version. Before we talk about the DMC-12 itself, let's look at the minifigures real quick. And there they are, Marty and Doc Brown. Check out the prints on the torsos and on the faces. Both of these have double-sided faces. So you can actually get 2 expressions out of them. Before I show you the other expressions, I'll just finish letting you see them from some different angles. You know, very collectible figures, certainly. Got the hazmat symbol on the back there. Take these hair pieces off, swap these around, and you can see the scared look there and the worried look there. There you go, your alternate faces. They also give Marty a skateboard, although personally I would have preferred a Future hoverboard. I think that would have been a cooler feature, but yeah. So the DeLorean itself, here it is. Looks pretty similar to the original version that was submitted to Cuusoo. One major difference being the front not having a large sloped piece like the original did. I know some folks out there have kind of complained about that in the LEGO blogosphere and whatnot. I think it actually looks okay, relatively speaking. This thing looks good from a lot of angles. Looks to me really bad from a couple of angles in a really bad way. Most of this car I like. I'm not such a fan of how the wheel arches really don't exist. You know, it kind of looks like the wheels are stuck onto the outside. But what I really don't like is what you see here, these A-pillars, the way that they're designed. And that's not a LEGO thing, that's just from the original design. That really kind of kills the look for me. This real narrow upper part of what would be the windscreen. They don't have any actual windows, that's fine. But also the stepped shape of them. Not saying that I could have done better, but it just kind of detracts from the look for me overall. Once you start looking at it a little bit more from the side, it starts to get a little bit better when you can actually see the door design. Lots of greebling used on this, and some studs on the side, studs upside down techniques are used. You can see that the width, the whole thing is quite large, right? Comparing this to a minifigure, it absolutely dwarfs a minifigure. The width of the body itself is actually 8 studs, and then you also add on the width of the wheels. So it kind of takes you out to a 10 stud width, and the size is just, there's no comparison. The DeLorean wasn't that large of a vehicle to begin with, so it would have been relatively small to scale. But it does have some cool features to it and stuff that you could not have done in a smaller scale. This is really nice right here. the Lambo style suicide doors. It's a really good action, and you can actually do an interesting thing here of kind of folding it, because there's that extra joint there, and it actually settles into place because they have tiles used down here at the bottom. Settles into place very nicely when you push it down. It just automatically fits into place. But you can just open this up and you can see the A-frame. No part of the A-pillar goes with you. Inside, they do have a panel which is going to be difficult to see here. Let me try to brighten this up. There you can see the time selector panel, which is a printed tile piece exclusive to the set, made just for this set. And they've actually set you to go back in time from 1985, the original movie, back to 1958. And the date that is there is actually noted in the instruction sheet to be the time when the first current Lego bricks were patented. Another exclusive printed piece here is the flux capacitor, or the front panel for the flux capacitor. And that is a 2-wide panel piece, so it's half hollow on the back. And one more printed piece here. You've got this out of time vanity license plate, which is appropriate to the original version. The thing does look really good from the back. I think that's probably the best angle to look at it from, for realism and just making it obvious what it is to begin with. I like the dual exhaust ports used on either side. Nice little technique for that, with the clip pieces that are just facing down, just clips them directly on. These kind of cooling stacks back here are nicely angled. You can actually change the angle on them a little bit if you want to slightly adjust the look of it. Getting a minifigure to actually sit down in there requires a little bit of gymnastics. It's a little tough to get them to fit in there, but you can see that you can put one figure in there, but not two. That's definitely a disappointment for me, for something that's so wide. It is 10 studs wide all together, 8 at the body, and it still only fits one minifigure side by side. That's a little unfortunate, and you can see it's a little awkward how he sits in there. That's not that bad. I'm actually okay with that. It is supposed to be a low slung car, so I'm okay with that. And the steering wheel is about at the right position. So that's pretty cool, but not being able to fit both characters in there at the same time, that's a miss. That's a definite miss. Now, there are multiple versions of this that you can build, and really doesn't take much time or effort at all to convert between them. So, Back to the Future 1, 1985 original version, and then he goes on to the future and gets little Mr. Fusion here as the power source from 2015, and he also needs to get re-registered to be legal on the road. And to do that, you will need to change out your license plate to a 2015 license plate. And here is what a 2015 license plate looks like with a barcode on it. So they gave you that, yet another exclusive printed piece for accuracy. So that's good, and you see that was really easy to do right there. And they also, in 2015, did the hover conversion, supposedly. That's really easy right here. You just turn these tires down, and there you go. There's your hover conversion. Excellent. Very easy to do. You don't have to take the whole thing apart to get an entirely different version. I really appreciate that. I appreciate how easy that is. And they even give you these little assemblies here to allow you to make it look like it's actually hovering off the ground. Basically gives you effectively a little stand, just a little clear stand. So there it is, just sitting off the ground. That looks really good. A little bit of shadow depending upon your lighting. Good look right there. I like that. Now, let's move on to the next version. On the back of the box, they show you a Back to the Future 1 version that looks like this, a Back to the Future 2 version that looks like this, and also has the hover conversion. The hover conversion was actually done in the first movie at the end of it, but you see more of it in the second movie. So really now we go on to the third movie version with the modifications done in 1955. And for that, we had this extra greebling panel on here, and you just had to take off that one tile, stick this on, and then they give you different wheels. And that is how that looks. The Back to the Future 3 version, after the 1955 updates, including what are supposed to be very old wheels and tires. They look just the same as the original ones that they give you. Unfortunately, not really that accurate of a look. You know, you want to have the nice chrome hubcaps and white walls to get that proper look. But it's one of those things where I guess it's the thought that counts. You know, and you kind of do get the idea overall in general. Not too bad. You know, the swaps between the different versions. I'm not sure if you're supposed to keep that on or not. I forgot to look that up. Which version of the license plate goes on the Back to the Future 3 version? But regardless, there it is. It was a massive success for the team that made it. The couple of gentlemen who made this in the first place. A well put together set. The instruction manual is actually really nice. You can see it actually has a full side to it, pretty thick paper, and they actually give you some tidbits about the movie in here along the way, so that's pretty cool. I have the little thing towards the back about the original project authors, and it's, you know, it is what it is. It's really a theme fan piece, and it's something that'll appeal to fans of Back to the Future, whether they're into Lego or not, because I mean, Lego kind of transcends everything, and folks will enjoy things from Lego even if they're really not into it, because it's just that cool and that universal. As a vehicle, you know, not looking at it as being a Cuusoo project and all the success that has come from that, but as a vehicle, I think, again, big miss of only being able to put one character in there. The A-pillars, not so hot. The size is cool in and of itself, but not for minifig scale. It really needs to be a lot smaller than that. Overall detail, most of the details and shape, I think, come out pretty well. So I'm kind of neutral on this one as far as liking it, disliking it. But there you go. There, now you've seen it. You heard my thoughts on it. And that's it for this video. So thanks for watching. Hope you got some entertainment out of that, and I hope that you'll come back for more reviews of non-Cuusoo stuff, as well as custom builds from me. Catch you later.